Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Toy Reel. I'm here with Ben and Simon, and today we are going to look at the best of 2018 and what it's had to offer as far as figures and toys and vehicles are concerned. So the whole idea was for you to pick your top three. So Ben picked his top three, Simon picked his top three, I picked my top three, and then basically we're going to vote for one figure uniformly as a voting system to work out what's the best. But I think it's always nice and fairly balanced and impartial, particularly when you have three different opinions.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on what is their favorite. So it might not necessarily be the right thing.
Yeah,
and
true.
it never is, but it's more about what you like and why. So, okay, so what we'll do is we'll get Ben to start. Ben?
All right, so I chose Tiger Stripe Wolverine. Reason for it is because we've had lots of different Wolverines over the past couple of years. Tiger Stripe is something that a lot of people have wanted for a long time. This one has got the butterfly shoulders, a lot more articulation. I like the head sculpt on it as well. The snarly face looks a lot better than some of the other figures that have come out. Personally, I've changed the plastic claws over to the metal claws, and it looks phenomenal. Yeah. I really like that figure. Yeah, it's just a great figure.
Okay, so that is the Tiger Stripe Wolverine, and this is part of the Apocalypse wave.
Good. Yeah, correct.
So definitely still very attainable.
Yes, definitely.
But it's nice to know that you know this resonates with you. So that's a nice one. What's the next one, Ben?
Okay, next one is the NECA Ultimate Pennywise from Stephen King's It. The reason I chose this one over the 2017 movie release of Pennywise is this movie scared the bejesus out of me when I was a kid. I love the movie. I've watched it many times over the years. And the thing I like about this particular figure the most is the amount of accessories that it comes with. It comes with all the different heads of Pennywise, a whole different range of arms, a whole range of balloons, and so on for the figure. It just brings back really good memories of that particular movie, the original movie. I also have the Ultimate Pennywise of the recent release movie as well. It's a fantastic figure. This particular one I just like a lot better because of its memories that it brings back. The third one that I chose is the Ghost Rider with the Flame Cycle, Hell Cycle. I really like the figure. The head itself has a lot more detail than the previous release of Ghost Rider. I don't particularly like the front part. I much prefer it without the skull on the front. Yeah. But you know, obviously it's not not Ghost Rider's Hell Cycle without a skull on the front. The flames do clip on and off and everything like that and so on. But yeah, it's a really good figure.
I mean, it's quite interesting that there's some figures where people either really hate or you really love it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of falls in that space. Okay, so those are your top three figures for 2018, correct, Ben?
Correct. There is one variation of the Ghost Rider cycle that I do have as well, though. And that is Goat Rider. Now, before I had the cycle, I didn't have anything for Ghost Rider to sit on. So, yeah, he was just standing there looking stupid. So I found a plastic goat in my son's collection, and now he's Goat Rider as well.
Classic. Okay.
If anyone from Peter's watching, it wasn't us.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that's my three top figures.
Fantastic. And it's nice to see a variety as well in terms of what you like. So NECA, Hasbro are primarily the two brands that have really has float your boat for 2018.
Yeah, I mean, there was an honourable mention to the Ultimate Chucky as well that we purchased recently.
Yeah.
Love that figure. It's probably one of my favourite, but it was released 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, it was one of my favourite figures that I got this year, but not released this year.
Okay, cool. All right, Simon.
So we're going to start with the Vintage Collection Hover Tank.
Yeah.
So basically, obviously, 2018 was the return of the Vintage Collection and everything. So the first vehicle that comes out is generally an indication of where things are going. So when they announced the Hover Tank and when they did the prototypes and stuff like that, I was actually really impressed. The detail in this and the artwork and everything, and it's got the Hover Tank pilot in it. And obviously you can open the coupler up. You've got the crystals and that in here. You can change it into a flatbed sort of utilitarian vehicle. Yeah. The guns move and everything, and the detail inside is absolutely amazing for something that is mass produced. Yeah. Obviously a little bit pricey, but for me, when a line comes back, it's got to come back with a bang, and I think this line did that with this particular one. So.
I've never seen actually a vintage collection vehicle detail that much before. It's actually quite well done.
And that blew my mind away when I actually got it out of the box.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember, I think we were talking on Facebook about this when I was doing it and taking the photos and stuff like that. And
I was quite impressed, yeah.
yeah, I was blown away. So I've got 2 of these now.
Yeah.
And I might even buy a third just to keep it because I'm actually really impressed with the vehicle.
Fantastic. Okay.
So,
Cool.
so my other 2 are Marvel as well, both from Tamashii Nations or Bandai, but 2 different areas. So we've got the Infinity War Hulk, which is part of the SH Figure Arts line. Only very recently released. It's only been on the market for probably 5 weeks, but the articulation, the weight, and in particular
The size of it.
the size. So if you compare this to a Marvel Legends Hulk, there is a massive difference. The Marvel Legends Hulk's a little bit smaller. Doesn't have as much detail, so you can actually see the veins and what we've been calling nipplegate. He's got a presence as well. I've seen photos of him lifting like the Hulk Buster from Marvel Legends and stuff on Facebook, but this is something that I thought I was going to be safe not buying. And then I actually got to play with one, and that's when I actually got convinced that I needed it. And I caved.
Caved in.
I haven't got mine. I haven't got one yet either. But I was tempted to not get one, and then after seeing one in hand, it's just amazing figure. It's huge.
Well, the other reason why it's in my top 3 is that this is actually the first time from Tamashii Nations we've actually had numerous characters released from the same movie and scattered. So we've had Captain America he's coming, but you know, you've had Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Widow, Doctor Strange and Thanos. You've never had that from one movie in a Marvel thing in this universe before. So, and then the final one is the movie realization Deadpool. So movie realization figures I've liked, but I've never actively chased until they did Deadpool. And the reason for that is that it's designed on a feudal Japan sort of note. But when you've got, say, Iron Man, which is a previously released figure in this, he shoots like beams of light out of his hands and stuff like that, so to me it doesn't really work. However, Deadpool, he's got flintlock pistols and he's got his swords. It works quite well. This is actually a really nice figure. Been playing with it quite a bit. It's something that I think they really got right with this. So there's obviously in this company's design, which again is Tamashii Nations, you can basically pick up the Star Wars, you can pick up Marvel, you can pick up some DC and a couple other random ones as well. So if you do see these, they are a little bit expensive. That's the one downside to these. I think I paid $120 for this. Seen these as high as $150, $160. So it's a figure that I like, but I'm not going to go out and actively chase. But this one I had to have as a Deadpool fan. I love it. So honourable mentions this year, I think there's been quite a lot. Spider-Ham is definitely one.
Just for the audience.
Just for the audience, it's our team mascot now.
It is.
The Black Series Gamorrean Guard is another.
Yeah, it's a beautiful figure.
The SH Figure Arts Obi-Wan, and actually most of their Star Wars line, including the Leia, have been quite good as well. But
Yeah, that's a very nice figure.
I'm a bit mixed about the Gamma Guard, and for only one reason, and that is when they did the 3 3/4 inch stuff, that was like bang on.
yeah.
There were some issues with the paint apps and a few things, but you know, that's nitpicking. But overall, I think it's for Hasbro to offer that, I think it's amazing. But you know, look, we'll look at some of the newer figures. I mean, some of the stuff that Hasbro are bringing out too is mind blowing.
Oh yeah.
So you know, we'll cover that in another episode. So anything else, Simon? That's
No.
pretty much your top 3, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Beautiful.
Now let's go to my top 3 picks. Now I mean I think we both. What did we decide? So the first, you see the generals here, we classed that as 1.
It's one figure. It's basically the facial sculpts and the rank badges are slightly different, but it is essentially built on the same mold.
Yeah.
It also includes Thrawn in the Black Series, so it would have been sort of the start of that foundation because it came out last year. But yeah, it's the same body mold, so generally it's the same thing. There's only minute differences between them. So Tarkin comes with a probe droid, Piet comes with a blaster, Fears obviously has the helmet and the armor.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with all three of them. Sensational in terms of the facial technology stuff that they're using now. But
I will say this.
Yeah.
I never in my life thought that we'd actually get all three. And I definitely did not think we'd get it all in the same year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So,
I was over the moon when they released Tarkin. It was just fantastic to finally get such a great character.
Yeah.
But then when they announced Veers and then Piet, it was like, wow, to get all three of them in 1 year was just awesome.
It was something that I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't quite see coming.
no.
I didn't see it coming, but I mean, Tarkin was highly anticipated, and I think based on the fact that they released all the admirals, etc., and your Grand Moffs, okay, because he's a Grand Moff. It's nice to actually now have top of the pecking order as far as the Imperials are concerned as well. So that's nice to have. But General Veers, man, there's something about him that I just loved as well. The likeness for Veers is pretty amazing, I think. So I think that's why he got my pick.
It's just a shame it ended up being an exclusive, that particular one.
Yeah.
I mean, Piet was as well, but it was a web exclusive, so it was widely available. But Fears was obviously only through Walgreens and a couple of independent sellers. So, it's a figure that I think a lot of people will be looking for. It's just a shame the prices are going to go through the roof.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. All right, so that's classed as one. Okay, so that's top one. The second figure for me, and I think we can all share the sentiment with this. I mean, even though some of you guys did not pick it, I think this is more quite a universal figure that we all kind of do like and dig, and it is the Thing from Hasbro. So what are your thoughts of this, guys? I picked it because of the quality, how robust the figure is, how nice and weighty it feels, the sculpt, the paint app. It's probably the best Thing figure we've ever received from Toy Biz, or in this case, Hasbro now. Yeah, Hasbro. I have had all the other Toy Biz ones, and it's like one thing might be good, but something else just doesn't work.
If you want me to be honest, if we're talking about Hasbro this year, I think if you look at the various licenses and that, this is the best figure they've done this year from that company. Okay. That's my personal opinion, and that is because it is weighty. It has the grooves as well, so they put a lot of work into the detail in that. It's just a figure that I think just transcends everything else.
Yeah. And it's good to have a figure, sorry to cut you off, Simon. That's right. It's good to have a figure that has got the extra hands, the extra head as well, in such a big figure. Normally they'd skimp out and go, no, the figure's already big enough, it's already got enough presence, but to have the extra hands, the extra head was awesome.
This is a figure that would convert people. If they're not into Marvel Legends and they grab this figure, it would convert them. I mean, even like now, when you look at the new waves coming out from Hasbro for Star Wars, even these three figures here, that they're just enough to convert you. Yeah. For people to buy the entire wave. That's my thought. So certain figures, like your favorite figures or top figures, I feel have a certain clout. They have a weight. I mean, you guys love the Hulk, right? You went, wow, that's a great figure. It's well made, it's well painted, it's articulated well. There's something about it that you go, I just got to have it. So I think, it's safe to say that that's why we pick our top 10 figures. Yeah. Okay, so moving on quickly as well, I'm going to talk about the NECA Turtles. Now, this is a figure that I picked up with the whole set at San Diego Comic-Con this year, and I actually had to jump in queue very early on previews night and managed to pick this up. So it'd be safe to say that I think I'm not alone as far as this is concerned. No, this is a figure that's also I think revered by many of the other collectors out there. So what do you think of this figure, guys?
I love it.
The whole set.
It was a really well done set, and obviously they've done Turtles for SDCC before. The really good thing that I think NECA has done is they're going to bring this out in a single sort of release, which is a GameStop exclusive in the US. To me, that was actually a really big deal because this this whole set of turtles now is costing like $600 if you include the diorama. So I actually think it's going to be a lot more affordable for people, and it is a really good quality product. So it's actually going to open a lot of.
It's a great likeness. It's I love that movie as well. It's a great likeness figure. It's easy to pose. It's well weighted as well.
It's just painful to get out of the plastic.
It was, and we did review this when I first came back from San Diego, and it was a big episode for that one. We'll put the link on.
It took close to 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll put the link in for that particular review in the notes below. But yeah, check that out as well. We did look at it in general, not in great detail, but again, to go through these, I think require an episode themselves, which eludes me and brings me now to the topic of what our top 10 figure is, or the last figure based on vote. So just to recap again, Ben's top 3: Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider,
Okay.
Ultimate NECA Pennywise,
Yep.
and Tiger Stripe Wolverine.
Beautiful. Okay, Simon.
Got the Hover Tank, Infinity War Hulk from Figure Arts, and Movie Realization Deadpool.
And for mine, it's The Thing from Hasbro, obviously Piet, Tarkin, and Veers from Hasbro, and NECA Turtles, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So that's our 1 to 9. So now it brings me again to our last figure, which
Strangely, a universal vote.
a universal vote. Yes, correct.
Normally we can't agree on anything, and it's normally 2 to 1 or something.
Yeah,
But
and that is Ben. Do the honors.
The Special Ops San Diego Comic-Con Punisher figure. Now, we have already done a full episode on this. We have already reviewed it in depth. I absolutely love this figure. I received mine about a month ago from Dennis Milo. Thank you very much, Dennis. It's just such a fantastic figure. The amount of accessories that it comes with, it was hard to decide how to display it. And I think it's a fantastic figure.
What are your thoughts, Simon?
yeah, when we did the Punisher review, and even at the end of the first collector's table we did, this figure really sort of grabbed me, and I was quite critical about the figure, but to me this is actually, once you include all the accessories, once you include what you can do with the accessories, it actually really does change a lot of things. Articulation wise, and we don't like to say that term too much, we like to say posability, but it really let me down that it didn't have something like the Figure Arts ones here, where it has that toe joint where you can do a lot more poses and that. But outstanding craftsmanship in terms of it, except for something that Clinton keeps picking up. But it is a soft goods sort of thing, and it's something you don't generally see.
I mean, it's amazing in terms of just the amount of work that Hasbro putting in, Mezco putting in, NECA putting in, Figure Arts are putting in. We're getting really high quality toys.
We are. The only downfall, I think, with 2018 was the amount of figures that came out. It was just flooded. The amount of figures, and the amount of waves in Marvel Legends, the amount of Black Series figures. It
nearly killed the hobby for a lot of people. And, and I've said this before, I always saw 2018 as a transitional sort of year, because obviously you had the loss of Toys R Us in a lot of markets, but it wasn't even that, it was the build-up of all this clearance stock, so that's undermined a lot of what we have on the table, for example. Even the higher end stuff like Figure Arts and stuff like that got affected by that, because the price differences, like Tarkin for $12 at the reject shop, when less than 5 months before everyone was paying $36.
Correct. Yeah.
So
well, there you have it, guys. Our top 10 figures for 2018. Please feel free to tell us what your favorite figures were for 2018. As far as I'm concerned, I think like I said, it's a democracy at Toy Reel, and it's wonderful because we all get to choose different things, and we all like different things, but there's also a certain sense of cohesion when it comes to the group as well. Yeah, and when we agree on some figures, we can certainly appreciate why they would be, like I said, it has that pull, it has that clout. There's an X factor about it, and you kind of go, like for example, The Thing, just to mention that again. There's a fine balance in the hobby because it allows us to go in. I think the hunt usually is the best part about the hobby, but it's frustrating when we can't acquire these as easily as we'd like to. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So from Ben, Simon, myself, we wish you a great 2019. See you guys soon. Stay tuned for more episodes of Toy Reel. I think we have a couple coming up.
A couple of really good ones coming up as well. Yeah,
Collectors Workshop, and we're going to run through a photo with the Sentinels. But just stay tuned in general, and always feel free to leave comment, like, share, subscribe, and trust me, from all the guys here, this is very much a collective. So Toy Reel is a group of us. Don't forget, guys, it's all about collecting, enjoying, hunting. So yeah, from all of us at Toy Reel for 2018, thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.